Hi, this is Mike Duber. I thought I would take a few minutes today to explain my method of transferring patterns on firearms and other pieces of metal, jewelry items, whatever metal items you're going to engrave. This is a quick and easy way to transfer patterns. I see a lot of discussion on the forums and here and there about transferring patterns. How do I transfer? What works? What kind of machinery do I need? Well, I use something a bit more simple. Something I found several years ago and been using it for many years, taught it to many students, so I thought it might be valuable information for everyone. I have here in my block today the cylinder out of a 44 Smith & Wesson Magnum. This is the gun I won for Best Engraved Handgun at the Vegas show in Reno in 2009. This year I'm going to engrave the gun and donate it back for an auction item. So that's what we're looking at here. I have inlaid kind of a modified fleur-de-lis pattern outlined in gold, and I'm doing a very light, airy scroll in there, something that doesn't require a lot of time and not a lot of background, but just a very nice, thoughtful, delicate scroll. I have one flute of this cylinder yet to engrave, and I've saved it for this demonstration. Of course it's here. That's where we're starting from, and I'm going to transfer this pattern to this area. First, I've set up my transfer plate by using a transfer directly from the cylinder to find my outlines. And then I've drawn and cut that pattern on this flat steel plate. I find it's easier to do it that way because I'm working with a flat surface. I don't have to fight with the rounded surface and the miscontours that you might get by drawing on the surface of the cylinder itself. This presents a better palette for the artist to draw on. So I've cut the outline. The same as the inside line on the gold inlaid border, and that's my register mark. I've also transferred the cylinder lock notch there, so I'll have a point of reference later on when I do the transfer. Transfer materials are as simple as this. It is a tube of chapstick, nothing more than ordinary chapstick. I find that it works best for me. It has the right consistency, it transfers easy, it's not too sticky, and it works very well. Just be sure you buy a standard tube of chapstick. Try not to get something with flavors or any other enhanced emollients or things like that. Standard old chapstick. And the other tool of the transfer media is Scotch Magic transparent tape. It comes in a green package. I'm sure everyone recognizes that. Now, I've taken a watchmaker's tin. This is a tin that watchmakers store watch parts in while they're working. I have emptied a couple tubes of chapstick into that tin, and I've mixed in powdered graphite to make a black wax instead of a clear white wax. It transfers clearer and gives you a better image when you transfer with some graphite mixed in with the chapstick. I use it both ways, but for this demonstration I wanted to show you that there are ways to enhance this wax to make it work better. So I'm just going to pick some of this up with my finger and rub it into my pre-cut pattern and try to fill all the voids, all the lines that I've cut, in kind of a light manner, not too much. And the next step then would be to take a piece of paper, a typing paper, a sticky note, whatever, and wipe that surface and take off the excess wax. The reason I use paper is because it tends to dry and pick up the wax off of the surface, but unlike your finger that would flow down into those cuts, this resists doing that and leaves the wax filling the voids. So Next step, take a piece of Scotch Magic tape, lay it over there, and rub. And through experience you learn how hard to rub. If you rub way too hard, you'll smear the wax out of the engraving cuts, and you'll create a gooey thing that doesn't transfer clearly. So just by experiment you will learn to do this and pick up then a very nice transfer. You can see through this tape when you come down on the cylinder to locate it. That's what makes the tape work so well. And it is somewhat, it moves and covers curved areas as well. So we're going to put the cylinder back in the block, in the blank area. I'm working with something very, very shiny here, so we have light issues to deal with. Now you want to remove any finger waxes or oils or whatever might be that on that fireman. You can use solvents, but I think the best thing I've ever found to lift grease and oil off of a surface is another piece of tape. You can use denatured alcohol, mineral spirits, acetone, whatever you use to remove that oil, and I guarantee that if you will then afterward take a piece of this tape and pull it again, you'll see more oils come off of that surface. So, final step then is to pick up your piece of tape, looking through the tape, finding your registration points, just lower it on the surface, gently and carefully, lay it down, and once again we're going to rub lightly, trying to not smear this too much. We peel it off and we have a perfect transfer of that image onto that surface. Now in this case I've used a transfer plate, a master plate, but just to demonstrate something else I've been doing today with another Colt automatic firearm, single action 1911. I wanted to show you that I laid out a pattern here on the rear of the slide. I reversed it and used it here to lead in my letters, and then I did it again here and added an additional flourish here, but I've used the original image once, twice, and 3 times and eliminated a lot of layout time. So that's my quick and simple way of transferring using chapstick and 3M magic tape. Thank you.